My dear students, in this video presentation, I shall discuss the value-based question and answer from the poem entitled Dust of Snow. I shall also discuss the textbook and exercise from the same poem. Now, my dear students, I welcome you to my educational channel on YouTube platform. The name of my educational channel is Priyanka Dotto. Here you will find video presentations on English language and literature of school level, college level, as well as of competitive examinations. Now, I shall take you to the main focus of this video presentation. The first focus is the value-based question and the answer from the poem entitled Dust of Snow. The name of the poet is Robert Frost. Here I have selected only one value-based question. The question is, which moral lesson do you learn from Robert Frost's poem Dust of Snow? Now I am reading out the answer to you. Robert Frost's Dust of Snow tells about the role of nature in human life. Nature may appear to be static, but in reality it is kinetic. It is this kinetic self of nature which acts as a kind of healing balm to the psychological elements of human beings. The movement of the crow to the hemlock tree and the resultant downward movement of the flakes of snow from the tree to the poet's body are suggestive of this dynamism. It is this dynamism of nature which helps the poet to shift his focus from his inner self to the world outside. The psychological element it cures is depression, which has hitherto overpowered him. This is all about the answer of the value-based question which I have selected from this poem. Now, I shall take you to the next part, or rather the final part of this video presentation, which is the textbook exercise from the poem entitled Dust of Snow. As you all know, this poem is included in the syllabus of class 10 of Cbse, and you will find this poem in the textbook of Cbse class 10 entitled First Flight. Now, at the end of the chapter in the book which I have just mentioned, you will find certain questions. Here I shall discuss those questions. So, the first few questions are from the poem, which come under the heading Thinking About the Poem. So, here you will find a small description as to what the poem wants to tell us about. But here I shall only focus on the questions which are there. The first question which is there is, what is a dust of snow? There are two questions with it. The second question is, what does the poet say has changed his mood? The final question is, how has the poet's mood changed? Now I am reading out the answers of these three questions. The answer of the first question is, a dust of snow is the dust particles of snow. The poet says that the falling of the dust of snow on his head from the hemlock tree due to the crows sitting on it has changed his mood. The poet's mood has changed from one of regret to one of happiness and satisfaction. Naturally, he no longer feels that the day has been wasted. Here is a small typing error. I am correcting it. Okay. We shall move to the next question. How does Frost present nature in this poem? There is an instruction with it. The following answers may help you to think of an answer. The following questions may help you to think of an answer. Okay. Whatever it is, I am reading out the answer. In Dust of Snow, Frost presents nature in winter. Dust of snow has covered up the trees. The amount of accumulated snow is so much that even the slightest movement of the hemlock tree in the form of the sitting of a crow makes some dust of snow fall down. The falling of dullness the feeling of dullness on the part of the poet due to the prevalent snowfall is natural. However, the reference to the poet's change of mood is what Frost adds to this general perspective of nature. Then there is one more question. What are the birds that are usually named in poems? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? So I am reading out the answers. Generally the cuckoo, the nightingale and the lark are the birds that are usually named in poems. A crow is not often mentioned in poems. When I think of a crow, an auspicious image comes to my mind. Now, there is a second set of questions. The first question is again, what is a hemlock tree? Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree such as a maple or an oak or a pine? The answers of the questions are, a hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. The poet doesn't write about a more beautiful tree such as a maple or an oak or a pine because these trees would not have suggested the change of mood in the poet as effectively as a hemlock does. Now we have come to the next question. What do the crow and hemlock represent? Joy or sorrow? What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? So the answers are, the crow and hemlock represent sorrow. The dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stands for the activity which has hitherto been missing from the life of the poet on that day. This sense of being a part of an action removes the poet's sense of dullness. Now we have come to the next question. Have there been times when you felt depressed or hopeless? Have you experienced a similar moment that changed your mood that day? The answers of the questions are, yes, there have been times when I felt depressed or hopeless. One day, my mood was one of sadness. The thought of my successful moments changed my mood that day. So, this is all what I have to say about the value-based question and answer from the poem entitled Dust of Snow. I have also discussed the textbook exercise from the poem. Now, before I move to the final section of the video presentation, which is the valedictory portion, I want to tell you that in the description part of this video presentation, you will find a link, and by clicking on the link, you will be able to go to my personal blog or website where you will find the materials related to this video presentation. That is, you will find there the value-based question and answer from the poem entitled Dust of Snow. You will also find the textbook exercise from this poem, and obviously you will get the answers from that website. Now, before I conclude this video presentation, I want to request you to subscribe my channel, to share my video presentation to your friends, to put forward your comment and your queries in the comment section of this video presentation. I thank you all. See you again in my next video presentation. Thank you.